Hey y'all, dedicated father here. I've already made a short today. I generally try not to throw more than one out at a day. But and I may wait for tomorrow to set this out. I don't know. It's just really on my mind. It's really bothering me, so I wanted to hop on here and make a video. I just knocked on a door and I really was asking a question about the house next door. Looked like the person passed away, whatever. Long story. But there's a whole bunch of kids playing in this entry room of this house, and I'm where I mean people probably call it the ghetto or the hood or whatever. I don't care. Man, I've been raised in so many different types of scenarios. I'm zero judgment from me, not my place. But and it's nicer than some of the places I lived before, But there, these kids were all playing, having a good time. One's on a little fire truck, a little toy fire truck, and he's woo woo woo, And he looked like he was the oldest of the kids. They're all anywhere from a year to probably 3 years. He looked like he was probably 5, 6. Yeah, probably 6. Anyways, and the door's open, so I'm like standing back, I'm not trying to be creepo and get myself shot or nothing. And I said, hey man, can you go get me your mom or dad? And he tells me his name. And I said, all right. And I was like, hey, Cashin, good to meet you. I said, can you go get me your mom or dad, please? And he just yells, I don't have a dad. And it just like my heart sank. And because we all have a father, God gives us our fathers, our earthly fathers, right? And a dad is someone who raises you. Father is biological, right? And it just really sunk. And he's right. He probably doesn't have a dad. And it just, that's what this channel is about. That's right when he said that, I was like, oh my Lord. And then when finally, and he was like, oh, and I'll put a shout out in here too. I'll probably actually send a link. No one in my town that I live in really knows that I do YouTube channel, that I put videos out there. I don't want things to get just bombarded, by personal stuff. And everyone says, don't tell the people. I'll probably shoot this one though to a loved one. Is he said, my mom's not here. And I said, well, can you go get an adult? And I just watched a guy painting something walk in there. So I know there's an adult there. So that guy comes up and he's like, oh, let me get you the homeowner. Cool. So she comes out and, but before that he goes, no, I live here with my Thea. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, can you go get your Thea for me? And, or I stay here with my Thea is what he said. And it just, big shout out because the gal who watches my daughter, her name's Irene, and she goes, all the kids that are part of her like tight little group, they call her Thea, which is aunt in Spanish, right? And it really was like, man, it does take a tribe, because this guy's mom and all these kids, I don't know the dynamic in there, but here he is, no dad. Mom's still trying to work and make a living. Aunt's stepping up. Aunt's probably younger than me. I can almost guarantee it, actually. She's stepping up, and there's love in that house. I mean, now you got to pray, because there's a large percentage of boys raised without that fatherly figure, they call it. I don't like that word because I already described to you how I feel about father and dad. But without a dad, there's high likelihood they end up on the street and drugs and crime, especially right here where I'm at in this little section. Y'all, I'm in Amarillo, and Amarillo has it's taken a pretty big turn. Definitely in Amarillo by morning, so to speak. But I see that, and I see how well that she's still, like, she came to the door, she's doing dishes and getting them food gotten together and everything. It's just, it takes a tribe. I just shout out to Irene for being such a good Thea to my baby girl, and to all the kids you are. So good to them on, and we love you and just appreciate everything you do. But I cannot fathom that feeling. I say I can't fathom it. I know where that kid's mind is right now. I had a chance to, be corrected on that mindset, and it makes me sad that when he hits that Y in the road in life, or the multiple Ys he's going to hit, it makes me sad to think he's probably, majority of the time, it's probably over 90%, takes that wrong direction. And I was blessed. I popped on the right direction. I mean, I definitely took some wrong ones. I've paid my consequences for them, and some of them have been blessings by all means. But it breaks my heart to see that room full of kids, no dad, and knowing what will the odds may be. The odds are going to be against them. So, y'all, those watching this channel, don't let that be you. If there is any young men on this channel that are not parents yet, and or are parents and trying to do right, whether you're single dad, married dad, dating dad, I no judgment on any of that. I had an amazing comment by somebody on a video I posted, calling me out, and I'm okay with that. And I try not to get too personal about things. I probably should have put some other details, might have actually answered some questions for that person, but for me, y'all, it's not my place to judge. So if there's any of those young men, reach out to me in the comments. I will get you my information. I have a group of men nationwide that we all, there's a small group of us that may just be right for you, may help you love right when it comes to your spouse, love right when it comes to your kids. And be a good example for them. Try to make the right decision when you come to that Y in the road through life, even without that figure, as we can all be there together. So y'all, I hope y'all have an amazingly blessed day. I hope this reach out to somebody, and I know it's not, this is kind of a tougher video for me, and I'm sitting here trying to walk these lines. I'm actually a little upset, for what I just saw. And it's so hard to stay calm and speak in ways I'm not going to have to ask for permission. And also try not to offend some of my loved ones by putting too much information out there too. So, yeah, I hope y'all have an amazingly blessed day. Be strong, raise them right.